Most businesses are missing out on consistent sales from YouTube because they're overlooking these 6 critical steps that should be standard in every single video you make. If you stick around, I'm going to show you the exact system that I use to generate sales and leads, and it resulted in over $380K in sales in my first year. And I don't even have a large social media presence. Fortunately, you're going to get more leads and more sales, and everybody likes both of those. That much is for sure. To understand the strategy you want to use and why it's so powerful, you first need to understand and pay attention right here. Let me show you under the hood so you can see how it works. We first want to take a look at the views per hour. Every single channel has this view, but what we want to pay attention to is residual views per hour. So the videos that are consistently getting a fair amount of views. When I see that, I smell dollar signs. Most people, when they see that, won't be very impressed with the views, but having a few videos being pushed around in the infinite video loop system is a game changer for most businesses. Even if that number is a few views or a ton of views. Remember, YouTube only cares about people staying on the platform and watching videos. Now, when a viewer runs into one of your videos, YouTube is keeping track of what they watch and then will refer them to another video that the system thinks they'll like to see. But if the viewer strings together several videos, the system will detect this and start to recommend your videos to a lot more people. It just keeps pushing your content. The cool part is when someone watches one of those videos, the system is now going to start recommending the next video in that series. This is what I call the infinite loop system, where YouTube is automatically referring the next video based on the audience conditioned responses. This is what generates such great views per hour on older videos, resulting in every component of the system working in perfect unison. But views aren't the coolest part. Imagine all your content being designed in a way to convert to sales, not views, bringing in leads and generating sales while the system pushes your content for you. While others are swimming against the current with paid traffic to push their product or service, you are swimming with the current, and YouTube is doing all the hard work for you by pushing your videos on automatic. Okay, time to get serious. C. Who needs to see inside anyways? If you don't get this part right, the entire system's gonna fail before it starts. You have to do 3 intentional things to grab the viewer's attention. Okay, now are you paying attention? This is how it works. First challenge to the intro should answer this. Why should anyone care about watching this video? Just like I answered in the first line. The second challenge we want to offer, line 2, is what's in it for the audience, and then build some credibility. Nailed it. The last step is keep it short, 15 seconds or less. If you can throw 3 bullseyes with those concepts right there, the infinite loop system is definitely going to work for you. Moving on to step number 2, we want to re-hook the viewer and keep them engaged past the first third of the video. And we want them to stay till the end of the video because that's where all the lead generation and sales goodies happens. If we want to generate sales, we need them to stay till the end of the video. So what we want to do is we need to ask ourselves, what is the biggest banger, the most valuable component of the entire video, and then front load it right after the introduction. Ask yourself this. What does my target audience get the most value out of? Now put yourself in the viewer's shoes. I personally, if I make it past the first third of the video and the value is present and it's entertaining enough, I'll usually watch it until the end. Ask for what you want sooner. If you pay attention to the average watch time in the analytics, you will notice that the majority of people don't watch the video all the way through. However, they do watch the first 90 seconds of that same video. What is it that you think we should do? Instead of giving the call to action at the end of the video, we want to move that call to action to the beginning of the video and start driving traffic to our lead magnet or our offer way up front. Imagine every single video in the infinite loop system pushing traffic in the first 90 seconds into your sales funnel, free email, or intake form. This is where we dramatically increase our sales opportunity by simply catching far more viewers up front. This leads us to step 4 and another pitfall where the majority of creators are going to fall into but should avoid like the plague. YouTube has been around for nearly a decade and has 51 million channels on the platform. The audience has heard the same old stuff a bajillion times. Yeah, that's a real word. Proper English is my second language. You can't give the audience the same old spin. That ruins your watchability and destroys the infinite loop because they're going to get bored and then they're going to dip. You are asking yourself, How do you know absolutely what would the audience want to see? Now, plainly stated, you don't. But you really don't have to if you use this hack to bypass the matrix, just like we did in the last step of this video. Instead of telling them the exact same thing they have been conditioned to expect, we throw them a curveball. And instead of telling them, we show them with that free lead magnet tool. I call this concept show, don't tell. We want to reduce complexity, a lot like Albert Einstein's E equals MC squared. We want to give them that tool so they can get value today and get results immediately. This also functions as a lead magnet, which gets them in the top of the funnel and into our email system so we can start building a lot more trust and rapport with our future viewer. The trick is making the old feel shiny and new with your perspective, your niche, your systems and tools. That's the one thing on the platform that's going to make you stand out from everybody else. We aren't trying to be liked by everyone. What we're trying to do is solve a very specific problem for a very specific audience. This is about value, and value is far more monetizable than views. Now, the next step is pre-K simple, but it's atomic bomb effective. But this is one of those concepts that we apply to all our videos because it's so valuable. Now remember, closed mouths don't get fed, so we need to remind the audience specific actions we want them to take. I call this the menage a trois of CTAs. Now get your head out of the gutter. We just want 3 calls to actions. In the first 90 seconds, mid-roll CTA, and at the end of the video. Now the cool part is that we don't need to verbally interrupt the video. What we can do is just put a graphic up on the bottom that says, click link, comment this thing, do this thing to get something with a graphic below, just like in this example. I was so shocked to learn is that most people won't go hunt for the thing that they want. But if you tell them you can dramatically increase your conversion rate by just explicitly saying, do this thing to get this thing. Now we are cooking with grease. By doing this one thing, we're going to massively compound our leads, which brings us to the next step, the Neo Matrix hack, the peanut butter to my jelly, the thing that holds the infinite loop system together. Now that kind of made me hungry. This is how it works. Imagine you're a happy creator. You've nailed a few videos. You're starting to build out your email list and drive conversions. When you find these gems, all you need to do is tell the viewer to click this link in the end screen. That's it. Now, all our videos are pointing to the infinite loop system, bringing in tons of views per hour and pointing all that traffic into our high converting videos on automatic, increasing sales, conversions, calls, and closes. Like they say, if you ain't tracking, you slacking, and knowing which videos are converting at a high rate is super important. While the average person thinks the highest viewed videos give you the most sales, we focus solely on view conversion. If you apply these 6 steps, your business is going to grow exponentially. Now, I've given you the keys to the kingdom. You want to ensure that you are creating videos in a simple and captivating way so you aren't as boring as hell. Watch the next video. Here, perhaps it's over here, so you can learn how to create videos that captivate the audience step by step.